Hi, everybody. It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. It is good to see everybody. Come on in. Let me know that you can hear me, and we are going to get right to it about how to stand out in eBay search and the tips that I'm going to give you for standing out in eBay search. I'm actually going to show you. So you're going to see what I'm talking about so that you can do it yourself, because that's what I'm all about, is not only, saying something, but then showing you why it works and how it works so that you can do it yourself. And no matter what you're selling, whether it's kids' clothing, whether it's puzzles, whether it's decor. Hey, Paula, how are you? Um, you want to stand out in search, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And the tips that I'm going to show you work regardless of the category. Okay. It's like, yay. Now, the thing with eBay search, you have to understand is, first of all, it does change. It does evolve. So I'm going to date this. This is June 14th, 2021. So if you're on YouTube or you're listening to podcasts or you're reading blogs, particularly with a topic like eBay search, you want to check the date. Truthfully, if it's something really more than like 6 months or a year for eBay search, because it has changed so much, I really would pretty much throw it out. Particularly for eBay search, you want to look at things that are quite current, because the older information is older, and again, search has changed. So when you're looking at eBay search, and people say a lot of things about eBay search, you always want to look at where are they getting their information from? How are they coming up with this? If things are presented like as a magic pill, you know what I mean? It's like, beware. You want to know, like, how are they coming up? Is this information from an eBay Open? Those were the big eBay conferences. Was it from an eBay webinar with an eBay senior staffer? That's the kind of information you want to pay attention to. Is it information that you can find on Google's site? Because in case you don't know, Google search and eBay search are very, very similar. So things that you find out about Google can help you understand a lot about eBay search. Also, because in case you don't know, eBay takes our listings and they feed it to Google. This is a good thing. You want eBay taking your listings and feeding them to Google. This helps you to get found, not just obviously on eBay, but it helps you to get found out on the web, which you want, because most people do start their searches out in the internet. Yeah, every now and then people are just like, yeah, I love eBay. They're coming right to eBay and they're searching on eBay. But often, a shopper's search starts in the internet, right? I'm looking for the perfect party dress. I'm looking for the little black dress. I'm looking for a puzzle for a 6-year-old, okay? So that's why oftentimes when you hear people talk about eBay search and about creating listings, they will talk to you about think like a buyer. Think about the search terms that buyers would be looking for. So what I want to show you is some things about eBay search that you can use yourself, and that also you can see. Because again, sometimes when people talk about eBay search, it's very sort of, very sort of vague concepts, and you're like, what are they talking about? So this is what I want to show you. And we're going to look at it, because one thing with eBay search you do have to realize is that more and more people are on mobile. They are on their phones. They are on iPads. Okay. They're on some kind of tablet. Actually, the majority of searches now are on mobile. Again, rather than years ago, they were on desktop. I am going to pull this search up on desktop just so that you can see it. But you do want to check it. I've got my phone with me. You do want to check things on your phone or on a tablet to also see what it looks like, again, because most of our shoppers are there. I know for myself, I list primarily on my desktop just because I have a nice big screen. It's easier for me to see, but it's always good to take some time, once a week, every couple of weeks, as you have time, and just pull up your listings on the eBay app and take a look at them and see what they look like. Thank you so much, Paula. So this is what I want to do is we're going to be going onto eBay, and this is with my desktop. And the search that I did, hang on, I want to make it bigger. There we go. So I searched on eBay and I did a very generic search for LL Bean plaid shirt. And I searched according to best match. And if you don't know, best match search is eBay's default search. So I do encourage you that when you are searching on desktop, and just so you know, on your phone, if you search on your phone, the default search, and default means the search that it pulls up first, is best match. Okay. So we're looking at LL Bean plaid shirt. Okay. And this is in men's. You can certainly search this in women's too. I just searched it in men's. And my search criteria, that's all I did. LL Bean plaid shirt. I didn't search size. I didn't search color. I did a very generic search because, again, oftentimes when people are shopping, there's just like LL Bean men's shirt, you know what I mean, or LL Bean plaid shirt, and they're just looking to see what's available. So when you default to best match, when I searched, first of all, there are 7,952 listings for this, which first of all lets me know this is a competitive category. So I'm listing in this category. Let's say I have some LL Bean plaid shirts, or I have some men's shirts that I'm listing. You do want to look at how many are listed. So it lets you know how much competition you have. And then obviously you're filtering down to the size, to the color, to the pattern, okay? It lets you know just how competitive that is. And I have information for you on that as we work through this. The second thing to look at as you're scrolling down, because what we're focusing on today, or what I'm sharing with you today, is how can I stand out and search? So I'm listing an LL Bean plaid shirt. How can I stand out when I have so much competition? Okay. So certainly you go to quality of picture, and it doesn't need to be that you go into a professional studio, just a clean, clear, crisp picture. And you see a lot of different styles of picture here, actually 4 very different pictures, which is great. And then for yourself, you go, okay, which one to me is the most appealing, and just put that in your mind. And remember now that when you're using the unified listing tool, which you now have on your phone, as well as on the desktop with the new unified listing flow, you can do a white background very simply right with the tool. And for shirts, it's a pretty clear and easy thing to do. So just to let you know, for instance, like the one right in the middle, the LL Bean long sleeve plaid shirt fleece line, that kind of thing with the white background is very, very easy to do. And the one underneath it, which is the cotton, looks like Madras short sleeve plaid button down. Okay. So just remember that you can do the white background because that will help your shirt pop, or your top pop, or whatever you're listing pop. Take a look at the title. All 4 of these that we're looking at all have nice, long, optimized titles. But take a look at what you're looking at. So the first listing says sponsored. And if you're unfamiliar with that, what that means is, hi, Heather, what that means is it is a promoted listing. So when you do promoted listings and you're searching, or your friends are searching, and you see the word sponsored, it means that listing has been promoted through promoted listings. Okay. So that's the first slot. The second slot, let me just take a look at it. The second slot is all, actually the first 3, interesting. First 3 slots are all promoted listings. So the blue plaid is also a promoted listing. And remember, this was my default search is best match. And the third one, the red and blue plaid, again, I'm not sorting by size, is also promoted listing. So just food for thought that the top 3 search results, and let me just look at the blue plaid. Yep, it's promoted listings too. So top 4 slots for men's plaid shirt, all promoted listings. So they're paying for the placement. Let's see how far down I have to go to get a non-promoted listing. Okay, so then the white beige one is not promoted, but the one underneath it is. Now, what does that tell me? So what it tells me is this is a very competitive category. So if I was listing in this category and I was just doing a random search, I'm not using Therapy, I'm just searching with best match, I see that the first 4 or 5 of them, except for one, are all promoted listings. I might want to do promoted listings because clearly that's really helping these shirts rank in search. And remember, you can do it for as low as 1%. So eBay may encourage you to give them 5%, 7%. I didn't check to see what it is for this category, but it's fine to give them 1% or 2%. You can go under whatever the suggested rate is. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But again, how can I stand out and search? Because that's what we're looking at without paying eBay money. So I'll take a look at that. But this one, particularly because it is clearly so competitive, and you're going to run into some categories that you might list in. Like I'm thinking, a friend of mine has a lot of cell phone accessories. And I know that all of his listings, he uses promoted listings because it is such a competitive category. So just realize that to pay eBay that 1%, because you're only paying when they do a direct click and buy on your item. Just to be shown with the word sponsored on it is not costing you anything, only if they click and buy. But notice the one, the LLB Cotton Madras. Do you see that green free 4-day shipping? Now I'm logged in, so it knows I'm in New York. Okay. So that's why it's giving me the time frame. So I'm assuming this seller is probably somewhere within 4 or 5 states of me. Okay. But do you see that free 4-day shipping? And it's in green. It really stands out. eBay's really paying attention to that. And I actually checked it on my phone, and it's the same thing. You get green free 4-day shipping on the phone. Now, why do I care about this? I'll tell you why I care about this, because of the fact that this is a really competitive category, and a lot of categories are. The news on selling on the internet is there's only more and more sellers coming on every day, and more inventory coming on every day. So no matter what your category, there are a few very niche categories where you don't have a ton of competition, but for the most part you do. So it's like, okay, how can I stand out? Well, free shipping is one way. Now I'm not saying, because I can hear people screaming, no, but take a look at it. Because if I'm in a competitive category like this, men's shirts, this is LLB men's plaid shirts, free 4-day shipping, take a look at it. If you sell a lot of men's clothing or you sell some clothing, take a look at your returns. Do you get returns? Right? Maybe I sold 10, 15 men's thing and 1 came back. Okay. So if I do a free return, I might get, again, out of the 15 or the 20, I might get 1 back. Okay. Which means I'm paying because they're doing free shipping and free returns. Okay. They're paying because shirts aren't too heavy. So I'm going to guess maybe like $4, maybe $5 tops if it's really heavy, but more like $4 and back. So they would be out $8 if they get a return. Because remember, with free returns, you have to refund the item price, and that includes the shipping because they're doing free shipping. Okay. So before you run screaming to the hills, take a look for you. And that's why I say everybody's different. So my friend Paula's here, Heather too. So Heather might get, like, she sort of had issues with men's clothing where, a lot of them do come back. So for Heather, she doesn't want to do free returns and free shipping. She's going to charge. Paula's men's stuff really doesn't come back. So she will. So that's why sometimes you'll see in forums, people are like, oh, never do free shipping. And I'm going to make something up. Kids puzzles, right? Never do it because it's just terrible. They always come back. Well, that might be true for that seller, but it may not be true for you. So you do want to test it. I always test it like, okay, let's try the free returns and the free shipping and see what happens. And if I find, man, all of a sudden like 2 or 3 things come back, then I go, you know what? In this category doesn't mean I'm never going to do it. But in this category for this type of thing, I'm not going to do free shipping. I'm not going to do free returns. But the reason I bring it up is you get that nice green writing on your listing that says free 4-day shipping, and it stands out. When I am scrolling through these listings, he has best offer on this, okay? The reddish plaid one also has free 4-day shipping. Now, they don't have free returns, but you notice they still have the nice green writing, okay? So again, their item stands out. Again, this is a category that has a lot of listings. I get this nice green writing on my listing. because I'm doing free shipping. Now, notice free returns isn't in green, so it's like, thank you, eBay. They're calling out the free shipping. They're saying, hey, free shipping. And let me tell you, and this is why, remember, most people are on their phone. If you're on your phone, scrolling, you see green, it stands out. Why? Because all the rest of the writing is in black. Okay, so it's like, oh, it helps I like that I stop and I look at it. Why? Because it's got green writing on it. The other thing to notice, and I just wanted to call this out for my top rated sellers. And if you're a newer seller, you will become a top rated seller in time. You do need to be on the platform. It's 90 days. There's a certain amount of transactions. They're also looking at a certain level of customer service, and you can Google that. But two of these sellers are top rated sellers. Again, the blue plaid and the green plaid. And they're doing free returns. The blue one doesn't look like they're doing free shipping. Hang on a second. No, they're not. They're doing free returns. And just for you to know, to get the top rated plus, you don't need to do free shipping, but you do need to take free returns. And you have to have a 30-day or better money back policy. Do you see the little blue tag on the right that says top rated plus? They're getting that from that. Now, the interesting thing is on your phone, that doesn't show. That shows on desktop, that blue top rated plus. Now, if I click the listing, I'm looking at it. If I click the listing, it usually says like, really great seller, that kind of thing. Hang on a second. It's all the way at the bottom of the listing. It says shop with confidence, top rated plus, eBay money back guarantee. But you only get this blue tag on the desktop. So more of this, we're still looking at how do I stand out in eBay search? When I'm in a highly competitive category, and I have tested it to see I do not get a bunch of returns in this, or it's a new category. So it's like, hey, I'll try it and I'll see what happens. Okay. Which I recommend you to do on lighter things. If something's really, really heavy, I'm trying to think of something that's like really heavy. Let's say I'm selling a really heavy vase. I would be disinclined to do free shipping, free returns because of the weight, because it's 5 pounds, 6 pounds, 7 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds. It's really heavy. I'm thinking like some home decor things, perhaps lamps. I'm thinking vases. I'm thinking sculpture. Because of the weight for myself, I'd be more inclined to do paid shipping and put a shipping calculator on it. Again, because I'm in New York. Now, if you're in the Midwest, you might play around with that. Because for me in New York, it's going to be less for somebody in New Jersey, Connecticut to buy from me than somebody in California. But shirts are lightweight. Shirts are typically 7, 8, 9, 10 ounces, depending on whether it's flannel, depending on whether it's lined. So to do free shipping is, again, like $4, maybe $5 tops, return. So things that are lighter weight, like this with the shirts, in a very competitive category. So this is going to be clothing. Again, some of the kids' toys are lightweight. Any things that are lightweight, home decor things, cell phone accessories, even health and beauty items can be very lightweight. If you're selling a lot of makeup, if you go to list it and you see that there's 1,000 of them, there's 2,000 of them, there's 800 of them, whatever it is consider doing the free shipping. Why? Because I'm looking to stand out in search, and eBay likes it. And not only on desktop, but on mobile. In green, it's saying free shipping. So again, remember, people are shopping on their phones and on their tablets. Scroll, scroll, scroll. The green stands out. It's helping me to stand out in eBay search without paying any additional money. I'm not paying for the promotion or anything. And eBay rewards me for offering free shipping with the green lettering. And notice you do have the blue, the top rated plus on desktop, but notice everything else in the listing, obviously the picture is colored, is black. The title is black. Best offer is black. Free returns is black. The only thing colored in the listing is the free shipping. So you can stand out that way. Now, what I wanted to offer you is a free guide with more tips on how to get your eBay listings sold. And it's called eBay Listings Itself. It's on my website. I love to be selling.com. So let me just show you how to get there. So hang on a second. You're going to hop over to my website. I love to be selling.com. And when you get there, up at the top, it says free tips. Just click that. And let me see if this comes through, if I need to open a new screen. Because I just wrote this tip sheet this year. Oh, there we go. Yes, good. So scroll down, eBay listings that sell. This is the one that you want. I wrote this year. It's got all great current super tips that you will totally love, and grab that. So on my website, eBay listings that sell, completely free, pages and pages of wonderful tips to help you. But try that. Take a look at the items where you do not have a high return rate. You always want to keep an eye on your finances. If it's going to help me stand out in search, and I'm not paying anything more for my listing, and this is a category I do not get a lot of returns in, right? Consider free returns, but definitely take a look at free shipping, okay? Because I want that green writing. Free shipping gets me green writing. It's up to you if you want to do free returns or not on top of that, but particularly the free shipping, because it helps me to stand out in competitive categories. So enjoy that. Try the free shipping. Let me know how it works for you. Hop over to my website. I love to be selling, and grab eBay listings that sell. Great, everybody. Bye-bye.